Welcome and welcome back, Mythlanders. This is session 39 of Goblin Stone. It's been pretty intense over the last session. Last session we started out in the temple, where our allies were able to rest, to gain some new powers and abilities from the Flame of Bridget. And then climbing back onto the roof, Lokag leaped over with a rope attached to him, the other end attached to to the top of the tower itself, and right into combat with waiting hobgoblins. Fighting through them, taking out one of the under captains, and driving their way forward. They have already killed several hobgoblins, but standing between them and the goblin temple is what they can hear marching bootsteps of another cluster of hobgoblins, and just beyond them, the swirling pink and green light of that heavily armored goblin that they met so many sessions ago. But for now, ready to step back into it. But what do you all recall from last session? Anything left out, Locator? Or anything you're looking forward to?
It'll be interesting to see how we can scramble through here and, get progress toward the next objective and maybe find the relics or start working our way up.
Heck yeah. Pon, how about you?
I recall shooting a lot of hobgoblins in the face from a great distance. Not necessarily long, but that it was just a nice, beautiful gap in distance. Helena likes that ranged work. And yeah, it's reflecting similar sentiments to DL. I'm very curious. I don't currently have any idea how to get to the next spot, so I'm extra curious to know what we figure out together.
Nice. Jay Finke, how about you?
Happy that we got a brief respite in the flame and got it back lit, and then fighting into these hobgoblins has so far gone decently well. We'll see the disco guy, how he what he's capable of doing, and it'll be interesting.
Indeed. Big Bry?
I got the rope tied down, so it's ready for people to cross, and we are marching north. That's about all I got to add.
All right, nice. Nick, how about you?
Yeah, the zip line, the Lokag zip line was fun. I enjoyed that, and I am looking forward to. I think I might try to loot the boss guy that we took out. I think Helena finished him off, but I think Cliff's gonna run back there and see what he can pull from this body before we continue. So he's kind of eyeing the situation, looking both ways, ready for danger.
Excellent. All right, and as we step back into it, transition us over to a map. All right. So the last thing that happened was Millie sort of charged forward and could hear the bootsteps of those hobgoblins, perhaps somewhere up in here. Oh, there it is. Zoom out a little bit and show our viewers what we're seeing here. So somewhere in this area you can hear the footsteps of the hobgoblins. And there, of course, you can see the swirling pink and green light surrounding the heavily armored, smallish figure, about the size of a goblin. So the next in the order was Helena, still on the rooftop of the temple.
Oh, why is it my turn? There's more things to shoot, though.
Well, there's 2 hobgoblins that have turned tail and are running away from you.
That's true.
You can still shoot at them, or you can do
Yeah, I
something
mean,
else
no
with your
bolt,
time.
no wasted bolt. We don't want them to get their friends, right?
That's fair.
I'm gonna shoot them.
All right.
I'm just opening my character sheet.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought I had it, but I didn't. No, where'd it go?
Sorry, I
What
need
the
an
heck?
adjustment 2. Need to make sure Clifford has his inspiration.
All right, I'm rolling.
A 20 is a
Hey,
hit.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm seeing if I have my I do not have septic strikes. I'll do that for the next one.
Okay. Right. You can hear a grunt of pain from the hobgoblin as you shoot him in the back as he tries to dash away from you.
Well, I'm gonna hear another one in a second. 16.
16 is their AC. As they do not have shields currently.
I forgot to put on septic strike, so I'll roll a d4 after this.
Okay. Oof.
13 and plus 3, so 16.
You can feel free to describe or pass as you dispatch one of the hobgoblins.
Helena, she kind of braces her footing and just sharp shoots him. 1, 2, bam, and just you'll be telling no one. And then she's like points to the one next to him. You're next.
All right. What does Helena do next?
Well, I think she's gonna stay. I don't know. Maybe she can't really get too much closer. So
It seems like all your allies are sort of recollecting up around Lokag and Millie and are trying to drive their way northward.
how'd they get over there? They jump?
Well, they slipped across
Zip
the...
line.
Yeah, there's a line that's tied to the...
Oh,
Yeah, it's tied to the base of the statue on top of the tower. And then
That's
Lokag put a piton in the ground and tied the rope around it.
that's right. Well, obviously, I do that next.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for that?
It's going to be an athletics check, yeah.
We all have like a little harness to hook in, I think.
Yeah, you
we're
do.
hooked into that, like a little harness.
23, excellent. So let's see, if you kind of move over to it to get your full movement, you might start around there. But you will still be in the midst of the rope as you finish up your movement.
Oh, that's curious. Because I feel like you would move faster on the rope, and I didn't think that would count towards movement, but I'm cool with it. My
Yeah,
logic.
so you'd probably be hanging right over the center there. It's not an incredibly sort of steep angle. It's the
It's
rope.
very suspenseful.
Yeah. The peak
It's
of the
kind of
roof's
a
only
slow-
about 10 feet above the cliff there, so the angle's not incredibly steep enough for it to be like falling, so you still have to kind of use your own power to cross it.
Kind of swing a bit, you know?
Yeah. But it is set well into the rocks. Next in the order is X.
Okay, so Helena's still on the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
It's a good
Goblin-
solid rope. It should still be able to hold your weight as well if you wanted to cross it.
Okay.
Of course, crossing...
There is one.
Go ahead.
There's still one hobgoblin like over here. Can I see him?
Yes. Yes, you can. He is running away.
I think I'll sneak out here and fire a shot at the one running away, and then I'll still use my movement to try to get going down the rope.
Okay. Let's see that attack roll.
Okay, I don't know why this isn't rolling.
Ooh, there it is. Nat 20. Nice. 27
Nice.
total.
It was fate.
And with a
So
single
something-
shot, you can feel free to describe or pass.
So X kind of sneaks out of his hiding spot and he's getting ready to go down the rope. And he's just thinking, well, why not one last shot? So he just kind of casually like lays his arm out and takes the shot as he's going. And it works much better than he thinks. All right. It gets on the rope.
Okay. Now you can use your athletics to crawl down it, or you can try your acrobatics and run across the top of the rope that she is kind of slung underneath. She's kind of hanging from it.
Oh. Acrobatics is much better for me than athletics, so I'd like to try that.
Okay. So you can finish out your movement with your dash action and see how far you can get across the rope.
Okay, with rogue movement and I can use a dash as a bonus action, so yeah, I get quite a bit of movement. Half movement down the rope, or what's it like?
No, it's just normal movement. You have your harnesses, and the rope's pretty taut. And it's at a bit of an angle, so.
I got enough movement to get all the way down the rope, and then a little bit more too.
Okay. So with a successful acrobatics check, you could sort of tightrope down the taut line. Stepping carefully over Helena's fingers, of course.
20.
Nice. Success. You make it to the cliffs.
I'll roll up alongside Cliff and be like, "Hey, don't."
Does Helena say anything as X crosses over overhead?
Watch the fingers!
What about Clifford? You can hear the noises ahead
Clifford.
to the north, but
Yeah.
looking at that fallen captain.
Yeah, so Clifford lets X know, hey, yeah, I'll catch up, all right? And he runs into the fog, takes a big whiff as he's coming in there, just breathes it in, and he's going to end up 60 feet just dashing, and he'll use his bonus action to stow his shield behind his back, and he'll use his other action, his object interaction, to stow his pistol. And he stays in the clouds, and that's where he's gonna wait till next round, and then he'll rifle through the hobgoblin and see what he finds next round.
Okay. All right. What about
That's it.
Lokag?
All right. Lokag is going to. So he dropped his rage because he didn't use his bonus action to keep that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's poisoned, right? That's what the green dot means on his token. I couldn't remember from last time. I didn't make a note. Sorry.
That's okay.
I think I did fail one of those Constitution saves last time. So
Yes. So you're currently poisoned.
for his bonus action, Lokag is going to take one of his antitoxins. Clear that poison condition,
Indeed.
and it gives him advantage on saves against poison and resistance to poison damage.
Yep.
How long does that last?
A minute. So 10 rounds.
A minute? Okay, got it.
I'll double check that. Me.
And he's now no longer poisoned. He's not.
Oh, I'm sorry. It lasts for
raging.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Mhm.
Excellent. Good. So he is not currently raging, so he's going to use his action to dash, and he's going to get far ahead of Millie. Oh my gosh, he's got 45, so he's got 90 feet of movement. Probably not going to use. I'm going to go up to here, up to the edge of the black, and see what the map reveals to determine whether I'm going to keep moving forward or not. That was 65 feet.
Sounds of hobgoblin bootsteps are further ahead in that black region. Let me adjust the map.
Okay. Got it. I'm gonna wait here for the party. I'm not gonna go any further. So, I do that. That's Lokag's turn.
Right. All right. Back to Millie.
Right. Seeing there's no hobgoblins behind us that I can see.
Correct.
I will continue forward, following Lokag. Dash. Just to be able to get up to Lokag. We see these fine folks illuminated by this fire.
You do.
Excellent.
They begin readying their weapons as you draw closer.
Okay, bonus action. Well, 10 points of lay on hands, healing to Lokag.
Yay!
Nice.
How many points? Sorry.
10.
10. Thank you.
Her hand on Lokag's shoulder. Heal up real quick. We've got more company.
Perfect. More goblins to smash.
That's my turn.
Okay. Give me just a moment. So as you kind of flee northward outside of the light of the massive brazier to the south, it's pretty murky, pretty dark. You can barely see a rickety sort of ladder-like set of stairs that go up into an alcove. You see another alcove up just above you to the north. Let's see if I can. Here. It's like a heavy stone door sets inside the alcove. But in the darkness just to the west of you all, there is movement. And out of that darkness, firing at you, let me double check something. You hear the snap of heavy crossbows. But in the darkness, all the attacks are going to be with disadvantage against you and Lokag.
Wunderbar.
Let's see here. 3 attacks at Millie. Hold on just a tick. A 17, a 15, and a 13 to hit Millie. All of those
All
attacks
miss.
are going to miss. 3 at Lokag. An 11, an 11, and an 11. All are going to miss Lokag. You hear roughly whispered commands in the goblin speech. You can sense that there is some sort of leader among them, perhaps a squad leader or under captain. Another shot in the near darkness at Millie. Ooh, it's going to be a natural 1. Millie, go ahead and go ahead and roll a d6 for the mishap table.
About a 3.
All right, a 3. Give me just a moment. Ooh. You hear a shout of frustrated pain. That strange, gleaming magenta and green light moves forward along with those hobgoblins. And next in the order is Helena.
Well, I'm going to continue sliding down the rope for my first act.
All right.
Is that just regular movement?
Yeah. You've already made
Okay.
your athletics check.
Okay, so can I go here and then up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can do 30 more feet? No, that's too much.
That's if you take your action to dash.
Let me see how far away I am here. I am pretty far away. Yeah, I might as well. So I can do 45 more feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Hope I put that in the right spot. My memory loses it as soon as I
That looks
click
like
to a different...
that looks like it.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Does Helena say anything as she dashes northward?
Huzzah!
All right. Next in the order then is X. As Clifford dashes back into the cloud of smoky mist, what does X do?
I will follow the party to the north. I'm going to get 70 feet of movement out of a dash and a action, or a move and an action dash.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to hide. So
Okay.
I'll catch up with the group a little bit, but I'll try to hide up against the wall here. Ah, 39 stealth check because I'm still concentrating on
Pass without trace.
pass without trace.
Nice. Excellent. Next in the order then is Clifford.
All right. Well, you know what he wants to do.
Mhm.
So he'll move to next to the goblin, hobgoblin, and I don't know if he can use his passive. Passive perception would be like 19, if that's enough. Otherwise, he could roll.
Oh, yeah, you'll need to make an investigation check. But just sort
Okay.
of turning out its pockets, aside from its weapons and armor, which seem fine, but you're not, you don't have any, you don't see any indication that they're magical.
Nothing.
You do see a couple of potions. One of the potions looks like a potion of healing of some sort. Probably
Grab the
a
potion.
quality potion of healing. The other you think is some sort of poison.
All right. Well, he'll just grab those and run back into the clouds.
Okay.
He looks around. There's nothing coming from the south. Yeah.
No, but you do
Right.
hear that passive perception. Let me reveal a little bit. Next to those rickety stairs, there's another opening in the rock that you've just started to notice.
Ah.
You hear sounds of large creatures attempting stealth and creeping toward the openings.
Oh.
Perhaps a dozen, if not more. If there's
Oh,
some
shit.
that you can hear, there's likely some that you can't hear as well.
All right. Well, he's gonna quickly run back into the clouds.
Mhm.
I think that's all his movement, and that he has to dash to do that. I think he can get. Yeah, that's fine there. And so yeah, he's inside the clouds, and he'll, kind of be aware of that. I don't know if he can really give it away. He'll yell something. Trying to think of something that that they wouldn't speak, a language that he knows that they wouldn't speak. Trying to think of what languages he knows, but yeah, he'll give like a signal to Helena. He said, "More rats, bad rats." He'll holler that to Helena before he goes back into the clouds.
No such thing.
All right. Next in the order is Lokag.
Lokag, seeing the purpley green stuff floating in, is going to get really excited and go into a rage. And he's going to rage with the bear this time to get those extra resistances.
Nice.
Poison condition off on my sheet. Go. And he's going to go charging in. Let's see. Do I want to action dash or do I want to just move up? How far is 45? Ooh, is there like a little lip right here where he ends up?
Yeah, it's only a few inches high though. It's just an irregularity in the floor.
All right, cool. I am. Let's see. Do I see anyone in like? Oh no, it's all out of hand act range. All right. I'm gonna get up in there. I'm gonna use my action and dash another 45.
All right.
Here, that's 35, and then I'll use the rest of the 10 when I see where everyone lays.
The indistinct shapes within the darkness become a little bit clearer as you drive forward.
Lokag made a mistake. It's okay.
And you didn't notice it until then? Oh my god. There's no.
All right.
Oh my god.
No, it's okay.
Rage?
Yeah, I'm raging. All right, and I used my action to dash, and that is. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here. Good.
All
Feeling
right.
strong.
Next in the order is Millie.
All right. Well, seeing that Lokag just went forward, those crossbow bolts, they came from that same direction.
Yep.
Alright, that's my full movement. Right there, I still can't see the big group, or can I see the big group now?
Yeah, you can see them.
Okay.
It's still it's darkness, you know. So you're in dim light. Let's see. But the two closest to you, or the three closest to you, anything within 55 feet, it'll be a normal roll, not disadvantage, as you're getting closer. And there's some light from the braziers to the north.
Perfect. Well, aim at the closest one I see and take a crossbow attack on it.
$18 is gonna hit.
Three.
Nice.
I'll slow it down. I'll fire at it again, though, with my extra attack. Might as well. Given it's still up. A 10 will hit, so
10 is gonna
just
miss.
3 damage.
Okay. You can use your inspiration if you want to re-roll that.
Feels a little too early for that.
Fair. All right. Bring all of these folks now into initiative. One of them will fire its crossbow at Lokag. Be a single roll. 21 to hit Lokag.
Definitely a hit.
For a total of 10, so 5 to you. There's two more heavily armored veterans on either side of the entrance to what you think is the temple. You can still hear the rasping, almost grinding chant of two figures within that cavern. But the two veterans have large, like massive shields that have some sort of stand that they're kind of standing behind. One of them pops out from behind it and fires a longbow at Lokag. Oh, that's let me try that again. For a 14 to hit.
That'll miss.
Nice. Another hobgoblin fires his crossbow at Lokag.
Oh, dodging left and right.
Nice. You all hear from beyond, inside that swirling pink and green light, a figure shouting, a shrill, high-pitched voice like nails on a chalkboard. The thundering and sort of booming sound that seems to be coming from the pulsing light. It seems to fly outward, growing and surrounding the hobgoblins. Give me just a moment. One more. Saves happening in the background. All right. One of the hobgoblins immediately breaks and runs, disappearing down the broken stairs. Another one dashes. Let's see here. It falls to its knees, drops its heavy crossbow, throws its hands over its ears, and begins screaming. Another follows after the first who ran down the stairs. Yet another falls to the ground. This one curls itself up in a fetal position and begins making whimpering sounds. I'll put markers on the ones that are negatively impacted by this strange light. There's a sound like wind screaming through glassy cliffs and a garbled, sort of rattling, booming sound. And inside it, you hear a lower, more bass version of the same voice that's screaming from the armored figure. One of the hobgoblins, flanking the doors into the temple, aims its crossbow at the armored figure, screaming. But its bolt misses. The captain sucks in a deep breath and gives a command shout. Clifford, you can hear this figure roaring. All of you can understand the words bugbears. But Clifford, you understand that this one is calling the bugbears to attack. At this point, let's see here. The hobgoblin aims its crossbow at Lokag again and fires. But 11 is going to miss. It backs out of the light toward the stairs where the others disappeared to. Transition the map back down. Helena and Clifford, you all can hear from this eastern wall. Figures begin to move forward. Clifford, you can just barely make out hulking shapes within the darkness. You can smell the sort of fetid scent of rotted food, stale beer. Bugbears. As dozens of shapes loom in the darkness, there's suddenly a twanging sound, as if a tripwire has been hit. The cavern is illuminated with fire, and is quickly filled with smoke. You can hear the roaring and shouting of the hobgoblins as they, beat back flames off their arms or succumb, screaming. Now, as this explosion happens, X, you hear from the rickety stairs above you a high-pitched What does Helena do?
That laugh. Well, I want to shoot that horrible laugh. It's not amusing to Helena. Whatever that glee is, it's not being shared with her, and she doesn't like it.
So you can't see the figure. You can hear where it came from, and I will let me reveal the ladder a bit. But it's coming from a cavern here.
So is it like echoing around, like from that source? So it's like the person or the creature.
It was just a very loud, gleeful laugh. You can make an insight or perception check as part of your actions. Whichever you think will serve you best.
Yeah, perception.
Ooh.
You recognize the goblin's voice
Oh,
as a goblin that you all saved and saved you. days and days ago. You think his name was Gravelix.
Oh my gosh.
Way to
Well,
go,
then-
Gravlex.
Then that being the case, I think that would shift my mood towards it.
Fair.
I don't know. I think I'd want to try to get over there to seek it out. Is there any way to? I don't know if I can get that far, but is there any way to? No, I can't. But if I dash, because I mean I got to move up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
For my next turn, is there any way to climb up that wall?
Yeah, it's a rickety wooden ladder. The rungs are
sweet.
lashed onto two posts with rough rope. Do you say
That's what it
anything
looked like.
as you approach the ladder? Sorry to cut you
Gravelax?
off.
Oh no, it's okay. Gravelax, is that you?
Yes! Stranger, friends! From outside!
You brought us help?
I knew you would come! I am help! I'm helping!
Oh, yes!
Stupid bugbears don't know nothing!
We'll have to give you lots of cheese after this.
There's an almost pregnant and hopeful silence that comes from the goblin. You almost imagine his face and his eyes lighting up as you mention cheese.
Makes me so happy.
What does X do?
Do we get the sensation that Gravelix wants us to go that way and follow him?
No. Just that that's where he was hiding.
Okay. Well, I will let Helena deal with him. Now,
Okay.
this guy is noising on the goblins that we don't like, right? So I'm going to leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's maybe even an ally. X will try to move up like 70 feet, get close to here. And I don't think I've got an opportunity. I don't want to be out in the open there and visible. So I'm going to sneak up here, and then I'm going to rehide, and then I'll be done with my turn.
Okay. Yeah, it's not clear that this strange armored goblin is an ally, but he's definitely attacking your enemies. He may be soon to attack you next. Perhaps his magic just hasn't made it that far yet, but he's currently attacking your enemies.
If he's killing other goblins, though, I don't want to interrupt his concentration, see? So,
Yeah, fair.
so I run up there and I hide with a 32.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And on the way by, I'll remind Helena that I've got that aura going if she wants to hide too.
Okay. Nice. You hear footsteps retreating as one of the goblins moves down the stairs along the cliff face. And gets a save at the end of his turn. Right. Another one near them follows suit. Another hobgoblin just to the north fires at Lokag. Just a normal roll. A 3 is going to miss. It says. What the heck? It's not showing up as a natural 1, but I think that it is. Lokag, you can roll a d6 for the mishap. Let's see what happens to this hobgoblin.
Loser. 6.
Nice.
Nice.
It gives a frustrated and pained curse. Now, one of the veterans pops up from behind its massive shield and fires its longbow, also at Lokag. For a 22. Go
That's
ahead
a hit.
and make your con save with advantage, of course.
Good. Twice. A 16 either way.
Okay, so you make your save, bringing that down to 6. You're resistant, so you take 3 points of poison damage.
Okay, so 4 all the. Well, am I resistant? And I'm resistant again with Rage of the Bear. Does that factor in as well?
I think
or?
I think you only get 1 poison resistance.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That is not a problem. So 4 altogether with the reductions.
Yeah.
Take that.
The nearby hobgoblin drops its crossbow on a heavy leather strap, shoulders its shield, draws its sword as its object interactions, moves up and slashes at you one-handed with its long sword.
I think, did we?
Oh, and so Lokak hasn't used his reaction with Polearm Master.
Oh, nice.
Goblin enters. I'm going to take a swipe at it as it enters my area.
Okay.
For a 10.
Okay. It moves and closes with you, slashes at you for a 19 to hit.
That's going to hit. Are there con saves with the swords?
No, this sword is not poisoned.
Okay. I think you rolled my damage. Sorry.
Oh, haha, yes, I did. Total of 6 slashing.
3. I'll take it.
All right. Next in the order is Lokag.
Skip Cliff.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure how that happened.
That's right. You had hobgoblins, a bunch of them. Do I? Yeah. Is there something on the map I can see to show me like? Are there people by this lower ladder, or are they more further north? The ones that I was hearing, the stinky ones.
So inside this opening and up this ladder here, the openings are filled with flames and smoke, and you can hear the husky voices of bugbears within. There's a wall of flame and smoke blocking them from coming out.
I'm gonna throw. Cliff's gonna bowl his last of his blasting powder toward the flames.
Okay.
As he runs up, and I think he'll keep enough cover from the smoke while he's got it. So yeah, he'll just come out, bowl it over there into the flames, and hopefully it'll explode and hurt people.
It does immediately. There's a thunderous boom. Rock cascades downward as the southern opening is blocked. This ladder, of course, is in flames and shattered by the explosion. And you hear the guttural screams of multiple bugbears. Go ahead and roll damage.
What is it?
Let's see here. I think. Give me a moment. I think it is 3d6, but I'm going to double check.
All right.
Yes, 3d6.
All right, I'll do that. Bosh. Once. 7 damage.
Okay.
Very sad roll. Very bad roll. And is that an action for me to roll it, or is that an object interaction?
It's an action for you to lob the blasting powder.
Yeah. So yeah, he can't make a run for it just yet. So he'll keep in the smoke. He'll keep being a terrorist. And that's it. That's where he's at. He'll join the rest of you soon.
Nice.
All right.
Sorry. Now back to Lokag.
Lokag did not like that sword swipe, so he missed the first one, and so this hobgoblin, I mean, he thinks he's gonna die, right? I mean, I think everyone would agree. He's gonna mutter, "You asked for this," and he's gonna attack that hobgoblin once and twice. Getting a 19 and a 26 to hit that hobgoblin.
Both of those are going to hit, even with his shield and chainmail.
First one does no, it doesn't. We're going to savage attack the first one. So savage attack is 13 damage, much better. And if he's still standing,
He is. Although the hobgoblin is looking very unsteady.
Well, he got another 13 coming to him.
Feel free to describe or pass as you take the hobgoblin out.
As Lokag swipes as he enters his area, Hobgoblin dodges that, hits Lokag with one of his longsword's attack. Lokag kind of looks down, winces, and just looks at him and, mutters "You asked for this," and just big baseball swing swipe this way and that way, and it just slices the goblin once through its belly, once through its upper chest, and it just falls backwards. And Lokag will do a little, as he does the second swipe, he's kind of do a little spin, and he's going to move, skirting that bubble of light.
That is
He's
wise.
going to move up to the hobgoblin captain, and is it going to be? Yeah, he'll be right up on him, and he's going to use his bonus action to, because to shove him would be an action, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it'd be one of your
Bonus.
it'd be one of your attacks, and you already spent them. Would not be a bonus action. Yeah.
Okay. So he'll use his bonus action pole strike, kind of like as he runs up. He's got the glaive spinning, and he just kind of sticks it out at the hobgoblin captain for a 17 to hit.
Meets it, beats it. That is his AC.
Nice.
Excellent. That'll be 10 damage.
Hobgoblin grunts but shrugs off the heavy blow.
Excellent.
Or shrugs off the effects. You still hurt them.
Okay, that's Lokag's turn.
All right. Hobgoblin on its knees continues to scream and makes a save at the end of its turn. It seems to shake it off and finally stands up. Oh well, it doesn't stand up, it's still on its knees, but it does not seem affected any longer. Next in the order is Millie.
Darth _Loquitur says, Morlun will win this fight. Sorry, heroes.
You're muted, Joe.
It looks like we lost Ponpon's cam. That might be intentional.
That's right. I think she was taking a break.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, I mentioned it a couple times, but it got buried.
A face break.
Yeah, my allergies are terrible, and I can't breathe, and
Oh, that sucks.
my eyes are watering, and so I don't want to sit here like.
Yeah, that's
Very
totally all
Very
good.
thoughtful.
It was definitely me last week.
But I'm definitely here.
All right. Good to know, and thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my hot button wasn't working. I am back.
Welcome back.
Millie will move forward, drawing your sword, leaving the crossbow.
Sorry, this hobgoblin
and
is
move to this
dead. I'm
hobgoblin
sorry.
that is
I
dead.
did not put an
Perfect.
X on it.
No
Yeah.
worries. And I will keep up the crossbow and just take aim at. I assume this one's just lying on the ground still.
It dropped to a knee, so it's not prone or anything. You'll get a normal attack roll on it.
Wonderful. I will just shoot at it.
$18 is a hit. For 6. Hobgoblin reels as the bolt punches through its chainmail. It raises glaring eyes toward Millie as she fires
One more
again.
Check.
That is going to hit, and you can feel free to describe or pass. That figure did not have a shield yet.
It's taking aim right through its chest cavity. Just lets loose the first bolt, reloads, and then the second bolt. And then looks up towards these hobgoblin veterans, I suppose, getting ready to defend herself from what's to the north.
All right. One of them is prone. Making a save for it at the end of its turn. It continues to sort of almost rock back and forth, curled up in the fetal position, and sort of muttering, alternately wailing. But I think this is a good spot for a short 5-minute break, a couple of ads, and then we'll be back at it. Let's see here. All right. All right, we'll be back in just a few with more action, Mythlanders. Thanks for staying tuned. We'll see y'all in a few. Some of us might hang back and chat a little bit. All right, X, Locator, how we doing? What do you think?
Yep.
What are you thinking next?
I'm thinking we've got this crazy staff,
Mm-hmm.
and in reading through it, it can cast Earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
It apparently costs me half of my Constitution until I rest.
Yeah.
Okay, so this obviously isn't the place for an earthquake, but I was just looking at
It
that,
might
trying
be.
to think like, nah. I think we can either friend or foe Merlin here, one or the other. He can either join our team or we can take him down. I think we'll be fine. But I was just looking at that thinking, man, I wonder not only like in a battle somewhere I could do the earthquake, but like how much damage I could actually do to the goblin stone with an earthquake.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah, if we get to one of the higher chambers, and I don't know if the battle's not going well or looks like looks like a desperate situation, I think that could be a pretty interesting thing to pull out.
You're saying there's a greater than 0 chance that we'll end the entire campaign with an earthquake?
It's not a 0 chance. It's not a 0
Mhm,
chance. That's correct. Yeah. So
That would be
I was
interesting and
just looking at
dramatic.
my options. And the Melf's minute meteors. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's kind of a lame spell too, but it's good and I like it. But it just concentration is so hard to give up, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I assume that when you use the Melf's meteors from the staff, that it still is the concentration spell, just like normal. It's not like the staff's not keeping it going, is it?
It'll concentrate on something for 3 rounds for you.
Oh, okay. So I could do like the 3 rounds of the meteors.
And then you could take concentration back if you wanted to for a round. If you weren't concentrating on something else.
Well, it's my intention to mostly be concentrating on bless, right?
Yeah.
So
Statistically, a good idea.
although we've not had a long rest, so I've only got 1 second level spell slot left.
Mm-hmm.
So I could do another first level bless, but then I'd start running out of healing. So I don't know. My cleric's still got very few spell slots. So
Yeah.
gotta be careful, pick and choose, and pretty much all we get is a certain amount of blesses per day, and I'm not really using it for any other spells. So
Yeah.
the pass without trace comes from elves. Wood elves get all elves get like racial spells now, and wood elves at level 5 get 1 free casting of pass without a trace every day. So that's
Yeah,
I think that's pretty awesome.
I think so too. I think that's one of the changes I like from the 2024 rules. I don't like
Then
all
we
the
get,
character creation changes, but there's some of them that I really do enjoy, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I think overall it's characters did get more powerful. I think the weapon features are really overtuned.
Yeah, I think they're overtuned.
You know,
If you just add
a lot of
saving
people-
throws to them, though, that brings them down a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's always been this perception that like casters are so much more powerful than melee characters.
They used to be once they were
And-
leveled up enough, anyway.
Yeah, in a vacuum, that's still true. There's still a lot of spells that are very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But in campaigns that I used to run myself, there was so if you play a lot of like video games and online games and stuff like that, there's definitely a difference between like burst damage and sustained damage.
Right.
And you know, like in World of Warcraft, if you go to a raid, you need really high sustained damage. It doesn't do you any good to have good burst damage.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing World of Warcraft in PvP Arena, you know all of your character's abilities have to come together to do a big burst of damage in order to overcome the enemies. You know, and as soon as you beat one, you pretty much win the arena, right? So different things work in different ways, and I always thought, you know, or at least in my campaigns, the fact that spells were limited, all you had to do was just put characters in a situation where they just had to grind out the damage.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, the first couple rounds, the casters throw spells. But in the campaigns that I ran, people were always afraid to keep casting spells in like the 3rd or 4th rounds because there was going to be 4 or 5 combats before you got to rest. And if you threw away all your spell slots just killing stuff right and left,
Yeah, then you're...
you'd be left with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So the melee characters were always the cleanup crew. They, you know, single target damage like against big bosses. Your sustained DPS characters always pull a lot of weight in to save your spellcasters their spells. They have to clean up all the fights once the first fireball is gone down and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like the game was fairly balanced, but in a way where you had to play with some level of attrition.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if people only fought 2 combats a day, and the spellcasters just got, once you're like 6th level or something like that, you have 27 spell slots. You can do 13 spell slots per combat. There's no attrition to it. It doesn't. You can just do your burst damage all the time, and of course, casters then would feel like insanely powerful.
Yeah.
So I get that they wanted to kind of like catch up the melees where they could be on par with these big burst damage mages, but I think the weapon abilities are a bit overtuned.
Yeah, I think they're very, very overtuned, especially just they automatically affect. But like I said, if you throw a saving throw on there, it does alter it a little bit, but still, yeah, they're pretty potent.
Yeah.
I think everybody
so I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's
Nope,
back and ready. So I'm ready if you guys are.
Yes, officially.
All right. All right, so coming back into the top of the round. One of the veterans now firing at Millie. And I had made a mistake. They have multi-attack, so it'll be taking 2 longbow attacks at Millie. Both as single rolls, a 15 and an 18. One shatters on Millie's breastplate, the other shatters on Millie's shield. Let's see here. A little intelligence check, as this one's still in the light. A success. It is going to... Didn't quite have it in a spot. I had it between squares. It is going to move toward Locag. Still technically be in the light. It'll have to make a save next round. The Hobgoblin, like the other, drops its crossbow on that heavy leather lanyard, shoulders up its shield, draws its longsword as it charges toward Locag. It slashes at Locag once with its longsword. No poison on this one. For an 8 to hit. That is going to miss. Let's see here. The armored figure's screeching voice booms out. Fear Merlin! Greatest of wizards! And it steps forward. The light, though, however, around in that area sort of dissipates. The strange colored mist and bubbles of energy fading back into the stony ground as the figure charges forward. Actually, yeah. The figure that has named itself Merlin, as it moves forward, it fires, well, let's see here. There is a large bundle of what look like metal rods on its back. It snaps up and snaps forward and unfolds into a crossbow. It fires twice as it draws a mace and shoulders its shield and steps up closer to one of the hobgoblins. One of its blows lands, but it does not take out the hobgoblin.
It's a pretty badass move to fire crossbows and then draw your weapon. That's pretty boss, I gotta say. Respect.
Locag and... Yeah, Millie, you can't quite see this hobgoblin's face, but Locag, you can see it illuminated by the firelight. The hobgoblin looks terrified of the armored goblin. But it quickly drops its crossbow, shoulders its sword and shield, and slashes out at the armored goblin. Just a moment. Merlin gives a scream of pain, but does not fall. Meanwhile, Helena, at the bottom of the ladder, speaking to Gravelix. What does Helena do?
Well, I guess she wants to ask him, how many do you have with you? Anyone?
Just one! Just me! Just Gravelix.
Well, come on, let's go! And she urges him to come forward, and Helena is going to catch up with her companions. Oh yeah, look at my buddy. I'm so excited. I also have Giant Bubby. Should be following me through this as well.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Remember, Bubby's big now.
Right. Big Bubby.
Wow, the space is so big. I feel like I barely get anywhere.
Oh, the place is definitely huge.
So can I, from about that spot here, can I shoot one of the hobgoblins? Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to.
So they only need to get up to the cliff, as they're now down below. They've that sort of walkway that rings the whole swampy area. They've gone down the stairs, so you'll need to move up to one
Not
of
the
the.
one that's by Locag, though.
No, it's still up top. Yeah.
And if I move 30 feet, I think I have 120-foot range, so that's just in my range. Yeah.
That's
You do.
exactly perfect.
It is still in. It's pretty dark over there, so
Uh-huh.
attacks outside of 55 feet are going to be at disadvantage.
Okay.
The ones up by the braziers to the north, however, are clearly seen. No disadvantage on attacks against those up there.
So
Those
bad.
might be in range. They might be in range.
This is. I can't remember if I have 30 or 35 feet at the moment, but I think it's 30.
Yeah, you're really close to get that one by the brazier.
Are they?
Yeah, they'd
are
just be
out
in
of
range. They'd just be in range if you move 30.
Yeah,
It's like
30 is your
okay.
movement.
Yeah, well, we'll go for the one I can see then.
Okay.
Okag's got the other one, so
Lit up behind the fire. Well lit. Very nice.
Yeah. let's see. I'm gonna turn on. Well, no, I'll turn it on for the next one, but we're gonna do the two shot and out kind of deal we like to do. So, first
Pew, pew.
shot. Pew pew. 25.
Woo! Nice.
Nice. That is going to hit.
8.
All right.
And then I'm gonna turn on septic strikes.
The hobgoblin stumbles back a half a step with the force of that bolt of gleaming, glaring white light.
You didn't even see it coming. Here's another. Shouldn't announce your attacks.
26 is a hit.
14.
Wow.
Feel free to describe or pass as you take out the hobgoblin.
Elena feels the power of Brigid through herself and her body and unleashes it through the light arrows that were empowered through her flame and straight into the hobgoblin, erupting him from the inside out.
Nice.
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 He falls into a pile of ash.
Ow.
Gravelix moves along the wall and hides. What does Bubby do?
I want Bubby to keep pace, be right next to Helena until the time is right.
Okay. Alright, I accidentally skipped the hobgoblin captain. So they are now going to act. It gives a battle shout in its own language. Slashes out at Lokag. Well, yeah. It drops its heavy crossbow back on, swinging from its back. And draws a greatsword. Slashes at Lokag with advantage. Once. Oh, sorry, that should be with advantage. I'll just roll a single one. A 16.
16 means it beats it.
Okay.
Oh.
And a 13, which is going to miss. Saving throw versus... actually, there's no saving throw for this poison, so you'll take 1 point of poison damage and 3 points of slashing damage since you're raging.
Okay.
Low rolls. You got way low damage there. Very lucky of us.
Indeed. Next in the order is X.
Right, so Merlin's still not attacking us, right?
Correct.
All right, well, I'm going to shoot at this hobgoblin here. Kind of out in the middle of everything.
So this one is still prone.
Oh, how
So,
about the captain over here by Lokag is still, that's a target?
Is still up, but it's very dim light. Even what range of your dark vision is what exactly?
120.
Oh, so yeah, you can see it just fine.
I think it's 120.
Usually 60 feet from most. Not sure
Cantrips.
what changed.
60. You're right.
60, yeah. So you need to move up, otherwise it'll be at disadvantage. But it is dark, and if you crouch low, you won't be seen.
Roll
Okay, then
rock.
I will. That's a good idea. Can I sneak out here behind the rock?
It's only about a foot high.
Okay.
He crawls, he'll be okay. He's X.
Want to go prone?
Well, I will try to stay hidden. So I'm not like at a 32 stealth or something. So I'll come out here and I'll try to shoot that captain.
Okay. So moving very low to the ground. The shape of you sort of disguised behind that heaping rock. Alright, hidden, you'll have advantage on that roll.
Okay.
Because that 16 would miss. But an 18 is going to hit.
Nice.
10 damage. And I didn't. There's not sneak attack damage in there. 1 second.
Yeah.
So 11 damage.
Alright. The captain grunts and looks in your direction.
And am I able to hide here or not?
Not really. There's light from the brazier, so those to the north can see you. The hobgoblin captain is sort of looking right, looked right in your direction.
Okay, well then I'll use my bonus action to move again, and I'll move like down here to be further away from most of them.
Okay. Alright, let's see here. One of the hobgoblins races back up the broken stairs toward Lokag. It, like the others, draws its shield, draws its sword, slashing at Lokag. Just a single roll, so 10 to hit is going to miss Lokag. The other follows up behind it, doing the same, slashing at Lokag.
I'm gonna use my
Oh, yeah.
reaction to attack that one as it comes up.
Okay.
Doesn't stop its movement or anything, so should just be straight roll. Just 10 to hit on that one. So
That is
no
going to
worries.
miss, yeah. It slashes at you for a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
For a total with your rage of 4 damage.
Wait, two damage?
Yeah, it was 4, but you're raging. So just 2.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Just check.
Next in the order is Clifford.
Oh boy. Well, he's got to get out of here. Is anyone else coming from the flames, or are they pretty much held off and unable to?
Yeah, they're held off. There's still flames. One of the entries is completely collapsed from that blasting powder.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna GTFO. I'm just gonna measure and make sure I'm doing the right amount, but he'll dash. He'll end up right next to that Gabi. So yeah, he's just racing out of here. He'll leave the smoke behind, and bonus action, he will draw his pistol again. I think he'll want to have that ready and loaded. So he's got a little. I'm gonna say he's got a little fire bullet rounded in. He locks in his next fire bullet.
All right.
And that's it.
Does Clifford say anything as he dashes forward, loading his pistol?
He says, "How come I always got to take the rear? I always got to watch my back. I know, but it'd be nice to have a little break." He just kind of complains like a coworker to Helena.
Does Helena respond?
I've been there in the past, thank you.
Yeah. I guess we're lucky we're alive, huh?
I think that every day.
I got your back.
The other veteran from behind its massive shield fires twice at Millie. A 20 and a 12.
Both miss.
Nice. That new armor.
Tank.
That's
tank.
right.
Beautiful.
But they stay put. They don't make any move to move forward or to retreat. Next in the order is Lokag.
All right. Lokag's about fed up with this. So he is going to take his first attack at. He's going to recklessly attack this time.
Okay.
He's going to take his first attack at the Hobgoblin captain.
Okay.
Getting a
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
28
Nice.
total.
He's going to do 21 damage.
Devastating.
And is that guy still up?
No, you can feel free to describe or pass as you take out the captain.
Seeing these goblins surround him, he kind of like has he's posed out, his blade, he's dodging and he's blocking shots, and he takes his glaive up and he grabs it near the hammer hilt and he just brings it straight down and he cleaves the captain's head in half. And
Awesome.
sort of just flourishes a little flavoring. He just kicks it off the edge of the cliff. And then
Nice.
as he does to get his glaive yanked free, and as he does so, he's gonna turn and swing at the goblin to his north to try and avoid any flanking. Taking another attack recklessly for another crit.
Another nat 20. Oh my god. Let's go.
That's great.
And this one is gonna roll out. No. We can do better than that, right?
I think so.
How did I get? Oh,
Do
I
you have
see.
the whatever savage attack?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
We're gonna reroll that damage. 20, another 21 damage to this goblin. This is just straight up. It's not even a beheading; it's a beshouldering, and it's just he takes off one arm, this big swing, one arm through the chest, out completely out the other arm, and without failing his bonus attack polearm strike to the hobgoblin directly behind him, towards the stairs. Another reckless attack polearm strike. Come on, 3 crits in a row.
Almost.
16.
A 16 is gonna miss with their shields.
All right. So he just kind of the drag of the goblin kind of threw his attack off, and he just slams the polearm between the other 2 hobgoblins, but he still wheels around to face them and just screams in their faces.
Awesome. Make an intimidation check.
Oh, gladly.
Yeah, you just ace their captain and another one in
24.
2 quick moves. Awesome. Give me just a moment. You can see the figure is shaken. We'll get a -2 on its attacks and saves as long as you're within its line of sight.
Just a fun point in our chat. Joe asked if I needed help to the south, and I said, "No, I got it." And I just responded to his message saying, "Told ya."
Indeed.
Pretty sweet.
Ridiculous. Next in order is Millie. There's one hobgoblin near Lokag. There's one still sort of in fetal position. And of course the veterans to the north.
All right, she'll move to the prone one. And try to take it down before it gets back up.
Advantage on attack rolls. Alright. Give me just a moment. Pulling something up really quick to make sure that I've got the right idea. Goodness gracious. I have to refresh roll 20. Give me just a moment. Or several moments. Okay, coming back. Okay. That is definitely going to hit for 11. It's immediately going to get another save, but it is not dead. It is still moving. Or wailing and whimpering. Sorry, wrong. Ignore that. 17 is going to hit.
That was its intelligence save.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, ignore that intelligence saving throw. That was the wrong one.
No worries. Only a 9.
A 9 is going to miss, unfortunately.
All right.
The hobgoblin is very hurt.
Action. I don't have any bonus actions that are worth doing right now. Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. Alright. The blow, though, did help it shrug off the magic that was overwhelming its mind. It struggles to its feet, draws its sword, readies its shield. Let's see here. Awesome, and it's going to attack you with disadvantage. Ooh, and nat 1. Roll a d6.
2.
You with perfect timing, you batter the sword blow aside. So well timed, you knock the sword out of its hand. Back around to the top.
Billy just says, "Run to it."
A veteran nearby fires 2 arrows at Millie. A 19 and a 20, both going to miss. The armored figure, Merlun. Just a moment. It stays sort of closed with the hobgoblin, but it looks over its shoulder as Millie, you start to hear the clomp of heavy boots from the west. It turns and screams, a cacophonous roaring of magical incantations as the light around it sort of grows and flies westward. You hear a series of groans, of shrieks, and fearful screams from a pack of hobgoblins, or perhaps bugbears in that direction. The hobgoblin strikes at Merlin again. And hits. Captain is dead. Next in the order is Helena.
Oh, shucks. Can I still see, like the hobgoblin that's next to Millie?
Let's see here.
Or that one dark?
So it's close enough to the brazier that you can see it at this point. The two veterans are completely, they have full cover behind their massive shields. So currently, it's the only one you have a good shot at.
Okay. I want to continue moving, closing in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of like black on my map. Is that just like stuff I can't see, or is it just being?
Where? Like out in that middle area where Millie is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Well,
just.
oh, no. It's let me draw a line where it's at. It's like through here.
That should be lit up.
Yeah, that should be lit up for you. You might just,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was being weird. Okay, that being the case, I'll just move it as.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, you can see just fine. Or Helena can see just fine.
There. And then, Bubby's by my side. I gotta protect Bubby. I think I can move Bubby. Yeah, cool. And then let's go ahead and do the old shoot. Pew pew.
White shafts of light issue from the end of your silver crossbow. Another nat 20. 28. Oh my goodness, let's go.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
You're rocking the crits.
17. Holy crap! I didn't even have a.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't have my bonus septic strikes on yet.
Feel free to describe or pass as you finish off the hobgoblin.
Did I take it out
Mm-hmm.
with one hit?
Yeah, 17, and Millie had hit it with one attack as well.
Ah, hell yeah! Go Helena. She just like blows at the end of her crossbow like it's.
Like it's one of
not hot.
Clifford's pistol, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It kind of like nods, like tip of the hat to Millie.
Hold on, Helena. Take those ones out next. Point north.
North. Okay. I think my range can. Hit
You
them.
can't see them. They've got massive shields with like sort of stands behind, and they're hiding completely behind the shields. Someone's
What about
gonna
the
have
guys on Locag? The guys on Locag, are they targetable?
Yeah, they are. Let's see here. Helena does not have dark vision, and they are outside of that 55 feet. So any attacks against this hobgoblin at range for Helena are going to be at disadvantage.
Both of those standing next to each other. Or is it just the
yeah,
one?
both of them.
Okay.
Well, one of them
Let's
is
do the one-
dead, I think. No, it's not.
Which one?
Yeah, never mind. They're both alive.
Okay.
So
It
yeah.
doesn't really matter which one I go for. Let's just do the one that's slightly closer to me.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna. Might as well. Gonna go for it. So
Yeah.
that's
Roll double crits.
With
Now
disadvantage.
you gotta roll double crits.
Yeah.
What is?
2 nat
Hopefully,
20s.
that'd be hilarious. I don't know what. I don't even know what I do. I'd probably stop
I give
breathing
up.
for a minute.
I'm just going to quit.
Question.
I'll just immediately end the stream. The DM rage quits.
Commit to the bit.
Throw up the laptop.
Whoa, you guys!
Ooh.
Double
It was double though.
Pretty close.
It was double a number.
What the heck?
Double 17s. Unfortunately, that is going to miss. They have, they got shields, so their AC is a little bit higher than that.
I'm deeply amused, regardless.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's pretty funny. Compromise. We're not going to give you double crits, but we'll give you a pretty sweet double roll.
It's working its
Right,
way there.
also- And I rolled 17 on my damage in the last one too, so I'm just like, what the heck?
Oh, nice.
Wait,
Three
wait.
17s.
17 and 17 is also 28, correct? Right? No, 30.
34.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah, 34. My bad. Sorry, I was thinking.
Oh, that's all good.
similar, but yeah. Anyway.
Looking for the numerological meaning in the Kabbalah,
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Helena gets spiritual with numbers.
There's a song. Do you know the song? They only want you when you're 17. It's a classic.
It's true.
All right, and Gravelix continues to sneak forward using his action, dash, and movement. Next in the order is X.
Okay, Lokag's got two guys by him that seem to be in Reaper formation, so X's cue to come up here.
They didn't know. They did not know any better.
And I can do poison spray on these boys. Oh yeah, let's go. All right, I'm going to poison spray both of them because it's a
Nice.
necrotic attack and they're both within 5 feet, and I can reaper that.
Beautiful.
So I don't think I have advantage though because I'm not hidden at the moment. Okay, so I'll just turn it on to a regular attack. And I will shoot a poison bolt at each one of them. Pew! For the one closest to me.
All right.
14.
14 is going to miss.
Okay.
26 is
Oh.
going to hit, though.
Oh, that was damaged.
Oh, okay.
That was-
Okay.
Oh,
I spoke too soon.
My damage rolls automatically with my attack rolls. So
Nice.
that I don't have to do it separately.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20.
On my screen, it sat there. It was like,
oh.
Oh,
Can he have the first
man.
damage? Can he have the first damage instead of the second damage?
Either way, it's enough for you to describe or pass as you
Nice.
finish off the hobgoblin.
Well done.
all right, so Lokag's been poisoned. He's been shot with plenty of arrows that have had poison on them. So X just kind of mutters under his breath and says, "Revenge,"
Nice.
and splashes poison all over him. So nice. Yeah, he just kind of melts.
Into the shadows.
And then bonus action, rogue dash stuff, and I will. I'll move, but not too far, and then I'll be done.
Okay. And while all that is happening, the hobgoblin nearest Lokag screams defiantly, sets its feet, and slashes at Lokag with its longsword. An 8 is not going to hit, however. Let's see, it does circle around to this side of you. Alright, next in the order is Clifford. Flames and
Yeah,
smoke roaring behind you.
Beautiful
Clifford
slow motion flames in the background as he runs up next to. He can get just in front of Elena, and kind of looks like it's like now what do we got ourselves into? And he kind of assesses up the situation, tries to read what's going on because he hasn't been aware really of anything over here.
Yeah.
He'll pull out his shield, so at this point he's got shield and pistol ready.
Nice.
And yeah, that's where he'll be. He'll actually probably be right in front of Helena in case there's anyone thinking about shooting at her. Take a hit for it, and that's it.
Alright, any bonus action? Because it was just your object interaction to pull out your shield.
Oh, that's true. No, I don't need to do anything unless I can do some kind of cool aid thing. But no, I just bonus action perception maybe, just to really take in if there's any surprises that maybe I didn't notice, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and make
so-
that, and it can't be lower than your passive, so go ahead and roll it.
Okay, I rolled pretty well, 28.
28. Okay. So you
Yeah.
do hear a troop of hobgoblins to the east. Some screaming.
Coming down the stairs.
I'm sorry, to the west, where you can see
Oh,
now the green and pink light from Merlun.
And Merlin is going at it with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a tuffle, a bit of a scrap.
Well, his magic
going on.
is Merlun is
Yeah.
toe-to-toe with one of the hobgoblin sentries. Back to the
Ah,
south,
nice.
you can hear the cries of
Right.
some of the bugbears, and you can tell that some of them you can hear by their sound that they're working in concert to put out some of these flames. So not all of the bugbears are dead, and as soon as they can douse those flames and make it through, they'll likely be on your tail.
Yeah, we're gonna keep moving. Well, yeah, he's ready to roll in. Says hi to Bubby, gives Bubby a little pat. That's it.
Looks up, twitches its whiskers at you, gives you a fierce look as it's ready to rush into combat as soon as Helena gives the word.
Oh, you're a big fella. You're a big fella, Big Bubby.
He's pristine. He has now beautiful gleaming fur. There's no mange or patches. All of his scars are gone. And his eyes glitter faintly with small sparks of Bridget's fire.
In the majesty of eternity.
Yes. Meanwhile, to the north, one of the veterans continues, perhaps in futile fashion, to shoot at the heavily armored Millie. 2 shots from one of them. Both miss. One again shatters on her breastplate, the other misses outright. Next in the order is Lokag.
Seeing that Millie needs help, Lokag very quickly, let's see. He's going to strike out once at the goblin right next to him, recklessly.
Another nat 20?
Come on,
Oh my
dude.
god. I quit.
All right.
I don't trust this.
All right, we're gonna savage attack that. I mean, come on, 10 damage. We can do better.
Wow.
16 damage to that.
You can, again,
Goblin?
feel free to describe or pass as you take out another
Jesus.
hobgoblin.
Just
As that goblin circles around, Lokag spins the opposite direction and actually just turns his glaive around as he does and just sticks it right in his gut, so that he's in perfect position to move. He is going to move up to 45 feet. He's going to get in front here. And, he doesn't have a lot of faith in this, but we're going to try it anyways. He's going to throw one of his hand axes towards one of the armored goblins.
So they have full cover. So they're
Oh,
standing
okay.
behind
Got it.
massive Pavises shields that have stands that provides complete cover. So they're popping out from behind, firing their bows, and getting back into cover. So there's nothing to aim at.
I'm very curious. If I go up over here using my dash, would I be out of the firing range from these hobgoblins, or do they have like a sight down onto me? I didn't know if that was a wall or if they were up higher.
That's a wall. So if you got to either side
yeah.
of that, they would not be able to fire at you.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna
pretty
use
good.
my dash action to get this way.
Okay.
Can you get over to
And-
help Merlin? He's taking some
That's
heavy
that's
hits.
what I'm thinking. So
Yeah,
I want
okay.
to get 45, and I want to get. I guess I can't really be here because that's on top of a statue. So I'm gonna be here the best I can, and I'm very curious. I mean, just in common, Lokag's gonna just be like, "Great armored wizard, would you like some help?"
Do not interrupt Merlin! Fear Merlin!
Is going to use 10 feet of movement to move back, and he's going to be right there. So
Just bow backwards.
he's just, okay, you got this, buddy.
You can see its gleaming eyes glare through the armor, the slits of its visor, as it sort of watches you retreat from its target. All right, next in the order is Millie.
Millie will move straight through this hobgoblin wall, I guess.
Okay. Let me reveal. You can see a bit of inside. It is very dimly lit with a dull red smoky light. You hear the chanting from within cease. You can barely make out a large statue on an altar and a winged crest made of bone and stone high on the wall. There are 2 braziers that smolder with sort of flames licking at the coals. And there are giant, obviously the skulls of some massive humanoid. It had to at least have been 18 feet tall, based on the size of its skull. You can also make out on the altar an organ of some sort. There are char marks on it. There's also a massive blade that is not one of the relics. It seems to be made of sort of rusted and rotted iron. And you can make out 2 figures standing on either side, just barely in the dim light. The hobgoblins, though, the veterans, sort of, turn to address you, and you can tell they're going to be moving to draw their swords and shields on their turn.
As they're turning, I'm going to stab at the close one.
Okay. That's a hit.
Okay, I'll be 9 damage, and let's go ahead and throw a Divine Smite into
All
that.
right. Yeah.
First level. Anything? No. Okay. There it is.
All right. 11.
20
more.
damage.
Ooh.
Altogether.
Right. Hobgoblin seems hurt. It stumbles back
First attack.
against the wall.
Second attack. To hit.
19's a hit.
11 slashing.
Again, you can feel free to describe or pass as you take out one of the veterans.
He just dashes into this hallway. His first slashing with that bright, kind of brilliant flame of Bridget, slashing through this veteran's armor, and then just kind of stabs into its armor in a spot that's opened from the divine searing that it received. It's weighing around to then defend against this other one.
Nice. You can feel a profane energy crowding the shrine to the north. You can almost feel it pushing back against the radiance of Bridget that infuses your being. Merlin continues to attack. Well, actually, it raises the mace high over its head. Merlin screams a series of sort of chopped and broken syllables. Ugly green light shines from the mace and flows out over the hobgoblin. The hobgoblin collapses. Merlin has destroyed you! It says as it says down at the falling hobgoblin. It turns and you can see enough into its visor to see sharpened teeth within. The goblin, now addressing Lokag. You are strangers here. You come to kill these goblins. I will kill them with you. But do not get in my way. Merlin is a powerful wizard.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Listen, we're going in there. You just go on in there and start tearing the place apart, okay?
Dangerous magics within. Be ready. Merlin will protect you.
Ah, Merlin is my friend. Yes, I knew it. And would you allow Lokag an object interaction?
Sure.
Okay, very quickly, he grabs the horn, the war horn of silver and brass, and blows it, and wants to look at Merlin and see if Merlin can hear the horn blast. If that's too much, I'll do it on my turn.
Yeah, let's wait till your turn.
Okay, cool. I was like, that's a lot, so.
Yeah. All right. Next in the order is Helena.
Well, I was so beautifully reminded by Jar Jar in chat that I have not pulled.
Your swarm, yeah.
And even though we see lots of dead goblins around us right now, I assume that will probably change. We got this veteran guy still, so that's
Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah, that's where the action is.
I just, I can summon them, like, away from me, right? I believe I can.
Let's see here.
Range.
Pull over really quick.
Cave's like 100 feet away right now.
Can't,
Within 30 feet, yeah.
okay. Can't actually find that on my sheet. Is it under spells?
Features.
It'll be a feature. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and summon them. So, oh, there it is. Okay.
So you go ahead and
It does,
ping.
it does take a spell slot. That's why I thought it was under spells.
Yeah.
Mm.
It should say what kind of action that takes too.
Regular.
Okay, so it takes an action.
Mhm.
All right. So where do you want to summon your verminkin to?
You can move first, and then you can summon them closer.
Yeah. Definitely gonna do that. Gonna move as far as I can, so. Right there, I guess? I technically can't see anything here, so bear with me.
Okay.
And then yeah, 30 feet from there, I suppose. And then they can move.
Right.
Yeah. They'll go on your turn just like Bubby.
Awesome. So, well, that was Helena's movement in action.
Mm-hmm.
And if the vermin can successfully bite anyone, then Helena's bonus action will be septic strikes.
Nice.
Can they move 35?
Starting on your next turn. So
Oh, my next
Yeah,
turn. Okay.
they might be able to move first, but they just can't. I think it says you can't attack.
Okay. Well, we'll still move them. They move 30 feet, or I don't have their thingy.
Yeah, when we transferred over toward, that is something I did not update, honestly. My bad. When we transferred over to jump gate.
Mhm.
Is it 30? 30 seems kind of.
The default.
Yeah, it's gonna be 30.
Okay. Right next to him. I suppose Bubby can move 30 as well.
Mhm.
I can look that one up.
Yeah, Bubby can move 30.
Cool. Bubby's gonna move too. It's time. It's time, my love. She kisses Bubby on the head. And sends Bubby forward. Oh wait, no, Bubby moved with her already, never mind. Bubby can't move.
Yeah.
My bad.
Meanwhile, Gravelix is also sort of creeping along that northern wall, making his way closer to the entrance to the shrine. All right. So the next in the order then is X.
All right. Gonna catch up with everybody else here, I suppose. So Merlin's now an ally. Ish.
It seems that way.
The veteran is the only one still standing, right?
Yeah. It's currently threatening you. You can hear screaming, shouting from a cluster of hobgoblins to the west that are enshrouded in Merlin's magic light and stormy sounds.
Okay, I'm gonna stroll up to here, and I'm just gonna look at the hobgoblin veteran, and he's got a shield and all that crazy stuff. So I just toll the dead on him.
Okay, yeah.
Ring the bells.
So as long as you don't have to be able to see him, because he is hiding behind the shield.
I do believe it says somebody you can see.
Yeah, in which case from there you wouldn't be able to see them. If you kind of were out at this angle, you'd be able to see him around the shield.
Okay. I don't mind coming up that way. I got plenty of movement.
Yeah, you could have just angled that way instead. From
Okay.
there you can definitely see the hobgoblin.
Yeah, I'll just toll the dead on him.
All right, that is a
The hands reach up to pull him down. It's a wisdom
okay.
17.
Oof, not a good chance on that one. Oof, a 3. I'm not going to use my inspiration for that.
Has he taken any damage at all?
Has not. Oof, but now he's taken 14.
11.
Oh, it's a 6. Sorry, I was reading it the wrong way.
Yeah, it'd be great if I could roll the 9 on a d8. That'd be fantastic. I would love that.
Hands begin to claw and pull it down. It doesn't pull it down, but it does kind of carve furrows into its armor, pulling out chainmail rings and forcing the hobgoblin to grimace in pain.
Okay, I think X is going to go around the corner here and hide rather than enter the room.
Okay. All right. Next in the order then is Clifford. Nice. Let's see here.
Oh, sorry. You could. I just thought I had my mic off. Is this rockier? Is it any kind of cover?
No, not really. It's just a couple,
Not
like
bad.
6 inches high. Yeah.
I don't see anything. I don't see the bugbears coming yet.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I guess he's just gonna keep booking it straight toward the entrance with his 2 actions, and pistol ready. Yeah.
Any bonus action?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think this is all he can do, really. He's not gonna do any kind of spells until he has a target. And he can't quite shoot that dude, so I'm keeping my turns real fast.
Okay.
That's it.
So you hear the hobgoblin say in its own voice, "In life we serve the One Eye, and in death we serve it still." And he slashes once and twice at Millie.
Boy.
But both attacks are going to miss. It does sort of step deeper in and plucks up a smaller shield from the wall nearby and shoulders that. And next in the order is Lokag. Let's see here, drop
Okay.
something in chat.
And I can move through my ally's space, correct?
Yes.
Here. Up in. So I can get around. And I actually think I've got enough movement to flank. Sweet. So would I be around on the correct side of the hobgoblin to be on the right side of a shield?
He didn't pick up the big shield. He left the big
good.
standing shield behind. He plucked up a smaller, wearable shield. So his AC is a little higher than it was a moment ago.
Got it. And so, that should be in flanking with
Yep.
Millie, right?
Yep.
Okay.
+2 to hit.
We'll recklessly attack twice. I don't have the +2, so I'll just add it manually. 26 to hit.
That
and
is a hit.
Dang it. And 13 to hit, so I'm imagining that'll
Second's gonna
miss.
miss.
But the first one, we're going to savage attack that. Boy, I love this feat. 11 damage.
Nice. Hobgoblin grunts and stumbles a half step toward Millie under the force of the blow, but does not fall.
Bonus action, pole strike. Dang. 27.
That's a hit.
11 damage on the pole arm.
And you can feel free to describe or pass as you take out the veteran.
The first strike slices a deep gouge in its armor. The second slice kind of glances off of its shoulder plate, and then as he spins the glaive around and he kind of smacks the hammer end against his helm, it hits just the right spot on a weak spot of the armor and caves the metal into its temple, where it just simply kind of cocks its head to the side, collapses to his knees, and then slumps to the side.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
All right.
I don't know. Do you think I did enough that turn? Oh, and the so yeah.
No.
But before he would have moved, his object interaction with the horn. So the war horn, for any of our viewers that don't remember, it's the war horn of steel and brass that only our allies can hear.
So you blow it, and you hear Merlin shout, "Beautiful!"
Oh, nice. Lokag's gonna make sure that the entire party knows as he's going. He's gonna come around the corner going, "Yeah, Goblin Wizard's on our side. Don't attack him, please." Then he's gonna go and dispatch this hobgoblin veteran.
Awesome. All right. Inside, you all hear incantations. You hear them suddenly cease. Sharply truncated. Give me just a moment. Ugly yellow light billows up inside the chamber. Just another moment. Next in the order is Millie. As you step further into the chamber, your eyes start to adjust to the dim glare of red. You see one figure, heavily armored. The air around them is filled with small, translucent figures. They seem to be smaller figures wearing armor, with great, with with massive, what for them would be two-handed axes in their hands. The chamber is thick with the smell of decay. In the dim light, you can make out heaps of bodies in the east and west corner of the chamber. And you recognize laying on and around the altar are several relics. Relics of Arabelle. you can feel almost like a second skin of slimy air crowds over your skin as you step further into the chamber. You can feel a dark, a profane energy pushing back against you. You get the sense that this place is protected from good. And you might be muted at the moment.
Move there. Just shout at this creature. We outnumber you. Surrender.
It says in roughly accented common, "This is a place of our power. You would do well to retreat now. The forces here arrayed against you are beyond your imagining."
I think you'll find we have more power than you can believe. I'll take 2 shots at it with the crossbow.
Nice.
Miss. Looks like I might hit.
18 hits.
18 for 5.
Right. The hobgoblin barely reacts as the head of the bolt buries itself in the shoulder of its chainmail. Any bonus actions?
Nope, I don't have any bonus actions.
All right. And this might be a good spot for a short break, if that sounds good to everybody.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting pretty intense, gang. But man, you all have seriously carved a way through this, and all those crits, like, oh my god. Just,
That was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for the scene. It's awesome.
I know, DM, just a little question for our break. While we take one. Was there a nod to another one of your campaigns in this?
Maybe not intentionally. What was it?
Oh, okay. The In Death We Serve Them Still, I thought was a nod to our Thursday campaign.
Yeah. It was.
My gears started turning. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm trying to connect because I know a lot of your, or most of your worlds connect in some way. So I was like,
They definitely do.
I won't.
But this was just a tip of the hat to the Landfall campaign that we played through
All right.
on stream last year.
Very cool.
Yeah. So heck yeah. Well, if you guys mind covering everything for me, I'm going to step away for just a moment and I'll be back. But I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are too. I'll see y'all in a few.
Yeah, boy, my mic is on. I'm so glad I was reminded to summon Verminkin. I can't forgot. It's like one of the best things I can do. I fought for that. I crafted my character being able to do that.
You made it her whole personality.
I really did. Which honestly was kind of challenging at first. Helena has been a surprising... I intended for her to be fun, but she's been a surprising pleasure
I like Helena.
She's a lot more powerful than I'm used to being, like in a physical way, because I'm always a spellcaster. I'm just like, I did how much damage? Whatever. I get to hit again? What?
Extra
What?
attack is so awesome.
Yeah.
If people who have watched this for a while probably know that I like playing martial characters. So I'm like, I always love when that extra attack kicks in because it's just like you can do so much damage.
You don't get to enjoy that on Thursdays, do you?
No.
Ryan?
No, I've been playing a cleric for, gosh, have we been playing for 3 years?
Yes, we have.
That's a long time.
It is.
All right, I am back.
Yeah. Playing a cleric has almost ruined me for any other spellcasters because I'm so used to it. I know all the spells and everything that I want.
All the cleric spells.
Yep.
Yeah,
they
get some really good abilities.
I like the cleric spell distribution. It's mostly support spells, but there are 1 or 2 really good damage spells in there that are just go-tos that you just cast over and over again.
Yeah.
Like the one this war priest has on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say is one of them.
Yep.
Indeed.
Let's see here. Try to catch up on chat a little bit. So to answer your question, Jar Jar, about live streaming, I haven't offered to live stream my the private sessions. They're just something that are just for those players. And it's just something I haven't really wanted to ask of my, they're paying customers, so I don't want to. I want them to be able to relax and enjoy it and take the campaign exactly where they want to take it. And so I did.
And if you're
think
interested in joining a game from DM Feanor, you can find him on startplaying.com. Go check now.
That's right. We actually do have a spare seat at the table that Jay Finke and Big Bri play with. It's an epic sort of campaign, or mythic, dealing with a lot of mythical elements, big picture stuff. They're at 16th level. So if anybody's interested in that. I've also got a lower level campaign. They're about 6th level. They're about to finish up an old module that I'm running called Palace of the Silver Princess. It's probably 6 or 8 more sessions of that module, and then we'll transition over to another module. Got a couple of tables open. Also, a Tuesday night, 9:30 Central. We've got a party that's 9th level coming up on 10th level, and it's a lot of wilderness exploration. They're trying to unravel the land. It's kind of got all of these. Well, it's after the world sort of waking back up, and civilization is sort of restarting after a war sort of blasted everything. And there's powerful Fey elements that are kind of manipulating and controlling things behind the scenes that the party is starting to figure out. They're going after a very powerful green hag soon. I do have some seats available. Let me go ahead and grab our Discord. Throw that up. Where is it? Aha. Nick, looked like you stepped away for a moment, Nick.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
My camera's wacky. I don't know. Give me a second.
It happens.
Yeah, I was all frozen in Hawaii, so I'm reloading.
Okay. Pon, you still with us? Are you back? Oh, I said the doggo needs to go out. Yeah, no problem. No rush. So these little breaks in floor. Hopefully you guys are having a good time, and hopefully our Mythlanders out there listening in and watching are excited by what's going on as you all move to face, the keeper of this goblin shrine and the one holding on to the rest of the relics of Arabelle that will hopefully soon be in the hero's hands. Likely need to be purified, but that'll give the party some very powerful tools against what lies ahead and above in the stone.
I'm gonna pop out of Discord real quick, see if it fixes.
Okay.
Flash. Well, I give up on the video. I don't know what's wrong.
That's so strange.
Yeah, it's like my camera's it's not able to find my camera. So I'll be alright. I'll just be very descriptive.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that.
Sorry.
It happens. All right. Checking something real quick. I think we might step back into it and let Helena take her turn when she pops back in.
I just got back.
Welcome back. Perfect timing.
Sorry about that. Doggo
Oh.
took a while.
That's okay. So Merlin steps in, rounds the corner, and moves, moves toward the enemy. That mechanized crossbow on his shoulder fires once and twice at the priest. But both of the bolts shatter on the... One of them shatters on the hobgoblin's shield. The other one makes it past, and the bolt lands right next to the one that Millie fired into his shoulder.
Nice.
But again, the hobgoblin barely reacts. He sort of winces just the slightest bit. And next in the order is Helena. Whenever you're feeling ready, we can also circle back around if you're still getting everything
I'm
back
good.
together. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's start with the Vermington and have him bite this Muraloon.
Merloon's our friend.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he fired
Sorry.
up. Yeah, no worries.
Things
Yeah.
changed last round.
Then not bite him. Well, I guess they'll have to move and find someone else to bite.
I guess so.
Ugh. Well, that's a ways away. Well, can they dash? Yeah, they can dash 60 feet.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me zoom out here. Ooh, they're getting within that perimeter. Is that bad? Like, can they get in that bubble?
I think that's bad.
That's probably bad.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
wanna
see
kill
a
my
s-
baby.
Yeah, you can see
There are bugbears
hundreds
coming
of...
from the west.
That's fine. Yeah, there's hobgoblins in the east that seem to be succumbing to the effects of Merlin's magic. They have not shown themselves. And yeah, surrounding the hobgoblin are dozens and dozens of small, what look like armored figures with great axes that are sort of flying, darting, and wheeling in and out of each other. They're all of the little figures are looking in you all's direction.
Well, let's get the Verminkin out of, like, direct line of fire. Yeah, I like this little corner for them. So they're ready. Come on, let me move it. Why won't it let me move it?
Are you trying to move it inside the room?
You
Yeah.
gotta come. You gotta come around through the door and
We have
come in that
invisible
way.
walls. He has invisible walls set up.
You literally have to move the token. Okay, that's fine. I just never experienced that before. I was like, just let me pick it up and put it where it goes.
He's
So I guess that's it for them. Helena's still pretty far back, so I guess I'm just gonna dash.
Okay.
Get up with the rest of the party here. I don't really want to be front and center, but
That's fair.
I don't know. This guy's still in front of me, and so is Loki, so that's okay. We'll go there.
cool.
And then
Don't
I guess
forget
that's
Bubby.
okay, yeah, there we go.
All right. All right. Next, the priest. Goodness, why is it doing that? Rah, okay. Priest. What in the heck? The priest steps forward to close with Millie. As it does, that aura comes with it. Millie needs to make a wisdom saving throw. As the 2024 rules, Spirit Guardians effects immediately and on their turn instead of yours.
21.
Success. So you will take half damage and your speed will not be impacted. Wow, a total of 4 points of damage for Millie. A lot of stat blocks. Okay, give me just a moment. All right. Pulling something up really quick. No. It swings once a heavy mace at Millie. For a 15, I'm going to use my inspiration for the first time and re-roll that. For a 15. All right, so a 15 is obviously going to miss Millie in her heavy armor and shield, but it also points with the end of its mace after it swings, and Millie needs to make another wisdom saving throw.
I'll use my inspiration there
Okay.
to reroll that wisdom save to get a
Sorry.
worse result. So.
All right.
Oh.
So Millie is blinded and will take 7 points of necrotic damage in this case.
Damn.
Next in the order is X.
This guy seems important. He's glowing like he's important.
He is.
That means it's time for one of these enchanted arrows. So X is going to pull out one of his special flamey goodness arrows and peek around the corner, trying to stay hidden. And I will try to shoot this war priest. Let's go.
All right. A 24 is going to hit.
Nice. Mom.
Well, that's the normal damage, but then
Right.
whatever the arrow does on top.
So it'll do another 2d8, and it may silence the figure.
Oh. Oh, cool.
All right, I'm going to use that inspiration I just got from J Finks and reroll its save. It is not silenced, but it is going to take that 14, 21 damage.
Oh.
And it needs to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration.
Be a
Very
22
exciting.
total.
22? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't care about the damage. I just want 11 on the concentration save. Oh, too bad.
Ward priests have advantage as well, or
Alright,
something.
Let's see here.
They used to.
It maintains its concentration on Spirit Guardians.
Oh.
Okay, X will fade back around the corner, rehide, be done.
Okay. Just a moment. All right, a single roll as a hulking bugbear steps out and throws a javelin at Lokag. That is a 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Give me just another moment.
Oof.
Total of 12 piercing.
Fixed. Okay. Gosh, I'm gonna save it.
outside of range, so it throws another one. This one will be with disadvantage. It throws another javelin at Lokag. A 16 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
The bugbear disappears, slips back behind the altar, and vanishes from sight. Another 11 piercing before your rage math.
Got it.
And next in the order is Clifford.
All right. Well, Clifford's going to try to follow suit, I think. He will roll up next to Helena and Morlan, look at them and give them, put his finger to his mouth, and he says, shh. And then he flips to the next bullet on the pistol and shoots at the war priest. I think he has to be like right there to get the right range, and he's going to use his lucky feat so he can get advantage on
Nice.
this attack. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what I can do here. I gotta click and open them. Yeah, not close them for some reason. Right.
24 is definitely going to hit.
Yeah. All right. With the plus, with the 11, and I have one more dreadful strike. I'm going to use my last one.
And you had loaded that up with fiery damage, correct?
Right, but just before I'm using my action or my manipulate action to change it to a silence, which is why I'm doing the quiet shh.
Okay.
So I use one of my silence bullets.
Nice. Okay.
Just to kind of follow suit. So I don't know if that D6 is going through. It doesn't seem to be.
Let's see it just yet.
8 of the dreadful, so 19 total. And then I guess you save for the you said the silence bullets have a chance of silencing them.
They do.
So
Sound ceases to come from the hobgoblin, as it is silenced.
nice.
But it still has concentration on the spirit guardians unless it fails the save, which it does have advantage on, but it doesn't need it. It is going to succeed.
All
So
right.
it still has concentration up, but it can no longer cast spells.
Right, perfect. And the Clifford will back up, kind of tiptoe behind X, and that's it. Yeah.
Nice. Next in the order is Lokag.
Lokag goes, Golden Gun, no! And he's just going to charge headlong in. He needs to make a save, and then also it's rough terrain, right? So he can only move half speed.
Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, when you enter it, or end your turn there.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Entering it. Would I need to, if I stay in, do I need to make an additional wisdom save?
I mean, that's how the spell reads, but that seems excessive to take damage twice around.
It does say that you can only take damage once per round from the effect.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Okay.
And that would be necrotic or radiant damage?
Necrotic.
Either one?
In this case, yeah.
Damn.
Got
Oh,
it.
Good.
So I
Real.
need to take a wisdom save. I will do that. Getting a
Nice. 18. You
Oh,
save.
beautiful.
So you'll take half
So-
the damage, so 9 necrotic.
And I'm also going to use my Stone's Endurance as a reaction to the
Nice.
damage.
Beautiful.
Bringing that 9 down to nothing.
Nothing. Nice.
Nice.
Wow. Just smashes into your rocky
So
soul.
Beautiful.
Lokag just charges through. He bursts through one of the spirit guardians and dissipates before it quickly reforms behind him. Yeah, he's gonna. No, I'm not gonna be that far away. I'm gonna stay here. He's gonna be right up on top of the war priest and recklessly attack twice.
Okay.
And
So you will just be a single roll, because as you
Oh,
step
okay,
in,
cool.
you're under the effect of a sort of area-wide protection from good.
perfect. So a 14.
Is going to
then
miss.
We'll do this. A 9.
is
I'm going to use
also
my
gonna miss.
inspiration on that.
Okay.
That's all right with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
A 12. Dang. Okay. Bonus action, polearm strike. A 10. All
10.
misses. All misses. Okay.
It's as if something in the air keeps like stopping it, knocking your weapon aside. Or as if you lose strength at key moments. The weapon batters harmlessly against the hobgoblin's shield and armor, while it grins a wicked but pained grin, because the hobgoblin is starting to look and act hurt.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Next in the order is Millie.
All right. Billy is already blind, so the negative doesn't really matter. Switch to her longsword and try to hit this thing twice.
Oof. A natural 1. Go ahead and roll the d6. I think you used your inspiration already.
Yep. 3.
Okay. Roll it again.
Five.
Okay, let's see here. You're overextended and you lose your reactions until your next turn.
Swiping at this thing again.
An 11. It'll clang harmlessly off of the figure's armor, scraping along its chainmail. So if you stay in the area, you'll take damage. If you move, you'll get an attack of opportunity.
Yep, I will stay.
All right, make another wisdom saving throw. Success. You take 7 points of damage, and the ground is not difficult terrain. Next in the order is Merlin.
Get him, Merlin.
His armor sort of squeals as he cranes his head and looks around the chamber. He begins to chant in his screeching voice. It rises and falls, almost scraping at your eardrums. And that oily film that you can almost feel on your skin fades. The one-eye's magic is no match for Merlin! Next in the order is Helena. As Merlin now steps into the chamber.
Well, I know I summoned all these rats and stuff, but again, I'm really not a fan of sending my beloved right into the fray.
True. You did see another bugbear in there that's in hiding. You might send the rats to find it.
That'd be awesome.
It vanished behind the massive altar.
Okay.
They may not be able to make it to it this round, but you could send them in that direction.
Yeah, that's north, right?
Yeah.
So they can go. Would that work right about there?
Yeah.
Oops. Ugh. These things don't move right for me. I don't know what I did wrong. If you could move that, I can't get it to move.
Looks like you're there. You just can't see it, maybe, but it's.
And then Helena, she's gonna do the good. She got a straight line of sight at this war priest. So
Yes, she does.
you know what she gonna do.
I think I do.
Yeah.
She's gonna run in and stab it, right?
No, she's gonna stand right there. She's gonna stand right there and pew pew.
26 is
Nice.
a hit.
That was disadvantage technically. I didn't mean to leave it on disadvantage.
Okay, well, we'll look at the roll on the left. 26 is going to hit.
Wow.
Okay. $13. That looks like the septic strikes are on that.
Okay, nice. The hobgoblin groans and stumbles back a half step.
That was just the first pew.
It blinks rapidly as the shafts of light sort of, probably making after images on its vision. The 19 is also going to hit.
6.
Right. Hobgoblin is breathing heavily, its face tight with pain and concentration, but it does not fall.
I guess that's all I think I kind of want to get out of line of sight. So I'm
Fair.
going to move me and Bubby just right over here.
That's what we're all
I know
doing.
Bubby's desperate to get in on some of the action, but it's yeah. We've just mostly been trying to catch up.
I assume neither of those took its magic down.
Let me make those checks. Doing them behind the scenes, so you all can't guess its abilities.
Saw that one.
Well, for some reason, interesting. I don't know why.
It does say whisper GM above the roll.
It absolutely
letting you know,
does.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
I'll pretend I don't see it. I'm gonna pretend
Yeah.
it's not there.
That's fine. I don't think I have any inspirations, so that is going to fade. The spirit guardians, the small little armored figures that now that you're close enough, you can see sort of one gleaming yellow eye on each one of them, all vanish.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Well
Nice.
done, Elena.
Yeah.
Right. Well, actually, hold on. It has a reaction.
Oh boy.
Checking those damages done to it. That second one, it can add +5 and keep its spirit guardians up.
Oh, to the save. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna shoot it soon, so and X is gonna shoot it, so you're gonna run out of reactions soon.
Yeah, right. It's
Best you give up now before you got nothing.
this thing is definitely not going to give up. As it
It'll be dead before it gives up.
levels a strike of its heavy mace at Lokag, and then points the mace and summons a wave of necrotic fire that comes up from the floor around Millie, forcing her to make a wisdom saving throw.
He should get advantage on that attack. I recklessly attack.
Oh, right, okay. Thanks for being honest.
Oh wow.
Damn my honesty!
Yeah.
Damn your eyes.
Wow.
Damn your eyes, man.
Honesty.
Very low rolls for it, though. Some of that is necrotic. So yeah, that 7 is necrotic and the 9 is bludgeoning. Of course, you take 4 from the bludgeoning. And are you resistant to necrotic as well?
No.
Okay, so
Not
you'll take.
not in the new rules.
All right, so you'll take
One
a
of the
total
few
of
things
11.
they nerf.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right, Lokag's a hurting. If anybody wanted to help, now would be the time.
And
Millie failed that save.
Millie takes 10 damage, but cannot be blinded again. Oh no! So the start. So you for a moment you can see again, and then it strikes you with the unholy fire, and Millie is blinded again, taking 10 points of damage. Let's see. Hobgoblin stays where it is. Next in the order is X.
Okay. Well, it looks injured, but not incapacitated here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll just sneak around the corner and try to get a regular arrow in on it.
Okay. And 18 is a hit. And you can feel free to describe or pass as you take out
Wow.
Hobgoblin Priest.
Nice.
I'm worried for Lokag. Lokag's looking a bit worse for the wear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not close enough to heal him, so the only way out is through, right? So X
Mhm.
just draws a bead and whispers a prayer under his breath. It's not Lokag's time yet. And sends the arrow straight into the war priest's chest.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Anything else for X?
But that, no. X is a coward. Back around the corner, back in hiding.
Fair.
He's not a coward. Let's restate that. Discretion is the better part of valor, right? So he's being a non-tank.
Awesome.
And I do still have hide without a pass without a trace going. That lasts for
28.
like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, an attack of opportunity from the Verminkin. Helena, you can just roll a d20 plus 4. As the bugbear rushes past them. Nat 20. Nice. 4 die 6
Wow.
plus 2.
Wow.
You want me to roll 4 die 6 plus 2?
Uh-huh.
Murder rats.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you all can see the bugbear sort of stepping over, charging through them with a burst of speed. It runs to here. You hear stone grate against stone, and it disappears beyond.
Thanks to the rats, it left a blood trail. Let's go.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But the bugbear is fleeing the area.
Yeah, that's right.
Next in the order is Clifford. There's no enemies about that you can see. The screams of hobgoblins seem to be dying off. You can hear the heavily armored hobgoblins drop to the ground as they succumb to whatever power it was that Merlin cast over them.
Yeah, Clifford rolls on through. He can get right up next to Millie and Lokag. He just looks at him a little bit disappointed that they didn't wait. You know, clearly y'all got started way ahead of me. You know, I'm an old man. It's hard for me to keep up here, but I did pull this off
Somebody
for
was
you.
busy looting all of
Yeah,
the
well,
dead.
and speaking of loot, here you go, and I hand Lokag a potion of healing that I picked up. And he'll continue north. I think he's still got a dash. He's just handing him something, and he'll keep going up to where the verminkin are, I guess. Imagine I can hop up on a... Is that a foot?
It looks like a giant heart,
Giant heart.
much larger than a human's.
Creepy. Okay, well, that's what he's got. You know, I mean, whatever he can see with passive, he rolls on up there and, you know, throws a potion to him and kind of takes in the room. I don't know if he sees anything else outside of the guy who ran away, but that's it for him.
You see several artifacts, things you've heard stories of, you may have seen if you ever were allowed to take a tour of the bottom of the Tower of Ogma. You see the Sword of the Nameless Warrior, the Shield of Ogma, the Book of Anu, and a few other relics.
Oh, man.
The shield, the sword, and Nuada's bow are all swathed in ugly, sort of gray, smoky energy, indicating that they've already been cursed by the profane rituals within. But the book, the spear, and the sword of the Nameless Warrior still gleam. They're bright lines of mithril, gold, and adamant. They are still pure.
Interesting. Well, I can't quite reach there. I can get almost to there, so he kind of takes it all in. I mean, Clifford's a kid in a candy store, right? I mean, he just loves having the best thing, the most perfect artifact. So he's probably has choice paralysis at this point. He's, wait, which one? I don't know. And looks around. And he, yeah, just he's self-paralyzed for the rest of my turn.
Good enough. Lokag, you have a healing potion in your hand. There are currently no enemies around. Where's Lokag?
All right. Lokag chugs it down, and he winces and goes, "Ugh, I hate that flavor."
8d8 plus 8.
Oh, it's 8d8?
This is a very potent healing potion.
Oh, damn. Nice.
Thanks. Let me readjust my health one moment. I took it, but I took the wrong one, apparently. All right. 8d8 plus 8.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I'll get that rolled. In the meantime, Lokag is going to look around, and he's going to have a look at that sword. He's not going to use it, but he definitely is always interested in weapons.
And Cliff's there telling you, like, looking at you, he'll be, hey, yeah, I don't know about that shield. Doesn't look safe to touch it. That sword's looking pretty.
Get out of here. Because it's a more potent healing potion, and restores Lokag to just immense health. He drinks it, and it's like a really just the more healing it does, the more he hates the flavor of it.
Quit your whining, it's good for you.
Don't like it. But yeah, let's see. I guess he's also very curious if there are enemies abound. Anybody hiding?
Nothing moves except for you and your allies.
Okay, cool. And yeah, he's just taking a look at the shield and the sword and all that stuff.
Okay. So the massive sword is too big for anyone you know to wield. I mean, it would be... You could probably wield it, but you'd be at some sort of disadvantage. But it doesn't look serviceable. It looks like it's rusted. Looks like things have chewed away on it. The blackened sort of char on the altar. You suspect with your knowledge of the arcane that they're somehow like conduits or batteries for the evil magics that were being conducted here.
I wonder, does Lokag think he could wield it if you used his large form?
Yes.
Okay. Noted for later. And yeah, so I think he's gonna hold off on doing anything right now. He's just gonna be looking until someone can take a look. Does he notice anything magical about the area?
No, just that sense of there was like that second that sort of film over your skin that was dispelled by Merlin. But there's dried blood splattered all about the altar itself, and there's a figure in armor with a robe over it. It has a helm with horns that sort of curl downward, and it has a large ruby in one of its eyes, and the other is a stylized X carved into the helmet. Another image of the one-eyed. What does Millie do? You can suddenly see again as the hobgoblin falls.
Millie is kind of taken aback, seeing kind of light again. As she sees Cliff just kind of eyeing all these artifacts. We should get these back to the flame.
Safely. I don't think it's safe to touch some of them.
She'll kneel down and examine this war priest, seeing what they have on them.
It is a mace of black iron. That's tumbled from the figure's outstretched hands. It is covered in carvings. You can recognize some like glyphs and runes of power, though the language itself is different, and it has a sort of poisonous air about it. It's likely an enchanted item. There are pouches around its waist of spell components. But you don't get the sense that, nothing else seems decorated in any other runes that would suggest it was magical. But it does have a heavy coin purse at its belt. It seems to, you can, as you feel it, you feel gems and coin within it.
That's pretty much the only thing she'll take off of the creature, and just kind of look at it and just consider it as reimbursement of your dues for just kind of looking around at these stacks of bodies.
Some of them are very old, and many layers of rot stench permeates the chamber. Some of them are fresher. Some of them are townsfolk. But there are many bones underneath, some of goblins and hobgoblins. As you stride forward toward the altar, covered in the relics that you've sought, Merlin says, "Yes! Take the weapons of our enemies! Disarm them! Take their power! Merlin has spoken!" He strides forward behind you.
Very good. I'll start taking. I guess we'll look safe. To this the sword.
The book was safe and the sword was safe.
The book, the sword, and the spear.
So everything with the shield.
No, the bow, the rod, and the shield are covered in smoky energy.
I didn't see that. I didn't see the bow and the rod and the shield. The bow and the rod. I didn't see them.
We covered kind of like the staff. We were able to move those just by
Mm-hmm.
taking it with the stuff. Yeah, I'll take the sword and just gotta look it over for now.
For such a a powerful item that has so many stories to it, it's a very plain but serviceable looking longsword. But it feels very lively in your hand as you pick it up. As Merlin crowds behind, and X and Helena still outside the chamber, you all can hear the storming and sort of screeching sounds coming from Merlin's magic as it drops the rest of the hobgoblins in that area. And I think this is a good spot to pause for the session. Come back to it next week.
Cool.
But just briefly, curious if Helena has any reaction to, sort of finishing off the enemies. Merlin's screeching.
Yeah, I think that she kind of has like a maniacal laughter, which I would do, but I'm afraid I'll start coughing.
Fair.
And she, races into the room with Bubby and maybe like her swarm of rats coming up behind her, being like, "We are on the rise, friends. Take a
Nice.
look at me."
Awesome. What about X?
X wants that book really bad. so
Yeah, of course.
so that's probably the first item in the campaign that like I really do want and hope the party will let me have. So good to see that it's still unspoiled. I don't know. I feel like we're in a hurry to get to the top. So I think X would be inclined to take the evil items and just stuff them into our handy haversack and
Yeah.
get back to them later. It's kind of my feeling. We want to take them, but I don't know if we want to go back and purify them now. That'll be up to the group, but so
think we
that'll be X's reaction, and
Okay.
and he's kind of also. I think X would have more of a reaction to Locag being fully healed by a single potion than most of the other stuff going on.
Okay.
So X is pretty impressed with that. He's like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
haven't seen one of those in a while."
So X briefly marvels at Locag's, healing his wounds, rapidly healing, and makes his way toward the Book of Anu, which he has held before, but it has been a long journey between then and now. Well, gang, this was super intense.
Yeah.
A big, long fight. A brief pause here as you all decide what you all are going to do and pick your next direction within the Goblin Stone. But it's been a pleasure to run this, and I'm super excited to see what you all are going to do with these relics, and because there's some pretty potent little items there that you all should be able to look over. I think there are descriptions in the journal. Down in the journal, there's the what is it? Legends and Rumors of Arabelle. Let me pull that up real quick. Rumors,
And
stories,
imagine-
and rumors of Arabelle. They're listed in there, and so you can kind of scroll down and see what some of those can do. And yeah, what were you gonna say, Nick?
We're not far back from the temple, so we probably can race back there and
We can,
clean things up if we don't chase the guy down the back wherever they went.
for sure. I think we can discuss that more in
Exciting.
depth at the beginning of next session.
Yeah, or online or whatever.
Yeah,
Very
or
cool.
online. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
you all, thanks for an awesome session. And our viewers out there, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting us. Take care of yourself. Drink some water. Get some rest. It's tough out there. But go out there and play your story. And we'll see y'all next week.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Say goodnight, Midlanders.
Night.
Good night.